Pisces, hello and welcome to your reading for the week of August 17th through to the 23rd. Thank you so much to my subscribers for being here, and to those of you all just joining, if you like this video, go on ahead and subscribe, hit the thumbs up button as well as that bell so that you're notified every time I go live with a Pisces reading. So Pisces, I feel that you all are coming into an awareness of what in your life you love unconditionally, what in your life has fed you and nurtured you the most, and what you're willing to entrust your time and energy and commitment to moving into Virgo season. We have the 10 of water. So many of my Pisces, I'm cheering you on. You all have been working towards emotional fulfillment, the fulfillment of goals. You've been working through obstacles. 5 of earth, fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. So it does feel like you all have been able to be very honest with yourself, get some checks and balances in motion, have a system that you can stand by, a system that it works for you, and you might have had to make some moderations. 9 of water. We see this backward movement, and it feels like before you hit that 10 of cups, which is your current energy, you had to find and retrieve a part of yourself. Page of water. Yeah, the page of water had to go on a quest to see what exactly in their life was not going quite according to plan, and double, triple down on the study, double, triple down on making efforts and strides to improve creative output for the sake of making a mark on the world rather than having a certain criteria fitting into a group or an organization, and very much so being in alignment with your heart's wishes, with your own needs, with your destiny. I feel that some of my Pisces, with this energy of soul retrieval, the box, she just jumped out at the bottom. Maybe you felt contained in something that you have spent a lot of time wanting to be. We have, wow, Anima Mundi with the 5 of earth, and that speaks to ritual, rebirth. All of the glyphs are on there, part of fortune, Pluto, Uranus, Ceres, Mercury, and it feels like maybe there was some ancestral baggage that you had to sort of either look at honestly, work with in a new way, maybe do some Ho'oponopono. And for those of my Pisces who are experiencing all of that this week, this is what is going to be asked of you, to bridge where you are with where you would like to be. To attain this 10 of water and this emotional fulfillment, we're going to have to dive into the box and what the box means and what it stands for. And we have the orphan at the end with the page of earth. So for my Pisces who have felt unlovable, undesirable, just know that none of that's true. You guys provide so much comfort, so much service to the world, to the people in your life, that we are always so grateful to see you all happy and shining. And perhaps maybe some of you all have been setting your standards a little bit too low. Perhaps you all maybe have been lingering in the corner, waiting for someone to come to your aid and to show you that you're worthy of a greater love. Fill your sacred chalice is what's being asked. With that 10 of water, it's like to attain that 10 of water, you're going to have to come to your own aid and make sure that you are filling your cup. The loom, weave your fate. Yeah, with Anima Mundi, it feels like you guys are giving yourself an ability to start over, to clarify what it is that you all are longing for, what your quest is, your vision quest. Mary with the alabaster jar. Ask questions with the medallion and the 9 of water. Something interesting that I started doing this week was writing to my past and my future self. So I picked a hard moment and I actually wrote myself during that time to do exactly what I did, which gave me that validation of maybe I was always meant to be in contact with my past and future self. It just affirms the energy, and then we can go deeper as to what we're aspiring towards at this moment and send our past self a flag, waving them this way. Magdalene's Portal Gateway. I love that with a bridge. That's really powerful. And this card fell, the Tree of Life, Peace with the Orphan. So maybe if some of you all have felt orphaned by a situation, by a family member, by a circumstance that felt like it was out of your control, just know that you all can triple down on this energy by claiming peace. Maybe some of you all need to watch Capricorn's reading And for many of my Pisces, that is your 11th house. So there might be a Capricorn in your life who would love to have you come and draw close to them so that they can affirm you in ways that you might be needing at this time. So just to start out this reading, the 10 of water in the box, as well as Sarah in the white spring, that is a 1. And the sun is moving to Virgo. It'll hit 1 degree on the 23rd. So up until this point, I feel that this whole entire week will be getting to that 1 degree of what we love about our reality and maximizing the energy. When the sun hits 0 degrees Virgo, which is on Thursday, the 22nd of August, the Earth will enter the sign of Pisces. So we will start to manifest our spiritual boundaries, my Pisces. And perhaps this filling your sacred chalice and the box is saying, you know, are you watching a lot of TV? Watching a lot of maybe like trash TV or trash media that isn't serving you at this time? It feels like for those of my Pisces who are wanting to manifest change in their life, transformation, this 10 of Cups, you're going to have to be very discerning with the information that you're taking in, with the amount of time that you're taking to research things that do not align with your highest aspirations and your highest goals. For those of you all interested, starting on September 2nd, I'm going to launch a 10-day Miracle Maker course. I'm just going to go live on YouTube every day. It's something that I've heard about through doing an interview with April Sparks of Minopon Tarot, and it's something that I want to test and to share with you all. So for those of you guys who are wanting to step into a new energy and wanting to step out of this 9 of Cups, maybe seeking fulfillment emotionally through many things that aren't passing the test, they aren't passing the standard. Maybe you're looking everywhere else except for that past you that's going to need you to say, hey, come this way. The box speaks to the cage, the rules, the norm. So when light, structure, order, coherence, and logic, which Mercury retrograde can tend to make us either more logical or more intuitive. And when dark, limitation, rigidity, judgment, and fear. We all live to some degree with the confines of the box. The box is sneaky, insidious, and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. I found that often whenever I go back to my childhood, my adolescence, the years that I was really dreaming a lot, I felt restricted. I did feel inhibited by watching mainstream media, reality TV, because of the portrayal of people who looked like me. We either weren't included or we were just caricatures of what Black culture is, what hip hop culture is. So I feel that for those of my Pisces tuning into this message, we need to be very mindful of what the media that we are sourcing is giving us, what the interactions that we're connecting to is actually creating in our reality, in our subconscious. You all do represent the subconscious of that 12th house energy with the Pisces sun. Depending on where it is in your chart, even for my Pisces risings, the way that you appear in the world is a reflection of your subconscious. So moving on to the loom, weave your fate with Anima Mundi and the 5 of Earth. So for those of my Pisces wanting to create more stability, more material wealth in their life, why don't you guys start going on walks? Take yourself on a walk during your time in the morning that you have in between needing to get your first task of the day done and waking up. So even if it's a little bit painful, I would just say if you want to have an easier time waking up in the morning, try to not have as much sugar and starch before you go to bed, like 3 hours, because that makes it a little bit easier just to wake yourself up and break the fast, because your body's going to be ready to get some food in there. And I feel that with weaving your fate, you're going to have to take a step based on faith. I need to look at Anima Mundi because of how colorful this card is and how vibrant everything is. And it's sort of like the epitome of what Pisces energy is. The soul of the world, all that is. Look at that. When light, tending to the sacred details of life, when dark, overwhelmed by the bigness of existence. And this is definitely this energy of feeling like there's so much out there. What do I choose to fill my cup? The thing is, with Leo season, you guys have been able to see from your daily life what has brought you the most joy. If you go back through your pictures from July 22nd up to, honestly, Wednesday, the 21st of this week, and you see which pictures, which memories, which shares you give, that it's not about what people responded to, it's about how you feel. But if you want to meet that energy midway, you could see what people responded to the most out of what you've created, what you've shared, whether it's through social media or through your community. And that's how you can measure what Earth is asking of you, what the people in your community are asking of you. And you can continue to excavate that energy, to work with that energy, to pull intelligence from that energy, and to coat yourself with this energy in your aura, so that as you understand what people want the most from you, as you understand what serves you the most, you walk through life with this awareness, and you are able to attract situations that affirm that in you more and more. From this inheritance, this ancestral energy that I get from the medallion and the nine of water, as well as Mary with the alabaster jar, this is also a perfect situation where you can ask questions of an ancestor or of your higher self or your past self. And the best way that I've heard it done is to ask for archangel protection before you tap into this energy, so that you're receiving the most aligned wisdom for you at this time, especially because we have things like Ouija boards, which I'm sure many of my Pisces have tapped into those things. It's just that they're not necessarily of the highest vibration in many of the stories that I've heard, which is why I don't mess with Ouija boards. Let's get a sacred symbol card. I've also felt this pull to go back to the basics. Like, what were you doing the most whenever you didn't have a car and it was just you? This will give you a sense of power. You see, we've got, this isn't Horus. This is Ra. Maybe this is Horus. I tend to forget, but whatever you did the most before you were like age 14 to 15, that you always did, you always went to this was your comfort, this was your security zone. As we have Jupiter and Mars in Gemini, that net 5 Mercury retrograde energy, this is going to allow for you guys to pull in more intelligence. And for me, it's been watching like fashion shows. I used to love watching the fashion channel. I've often been told I can model. I'm about 5'11", for those of you guys who can't tell my height. And it's one of those things to where, as I'm watching it now, there's so much more added to them, like musical performances with like very creative artists who pick the whole playlist for the shows, and very amazing set design because there's more integration. It's not just about the models as it once was, with like models being the epitome of the fashion world. Now there are lots of helping hands. I'm even getting to see the people who are usually behind the scenes, the hair and makeup team, the wardrobers, the people who are dressing the models. They come out at the end of the shows that I'm watching. So it's giving me more of a sense of this completion, this fullness, this potential of what can be as I'm going and making my first garments. So with this Page of Water, you guys seeking this emotional fulfillment, I feel like this is so powerful, Pisces. We have Page of Water, Rainbow Bridge, and Magdalene's Portal Gateway 22. So we will have the moon moving through your sign. Get this. After there's a full moon in Aquarius, the moon is going to move through Pisces, and at that 22-degree placement with Pisces, with the sun at 29 degrees Leo, there's going to be a very amazing and complex emotion that is coming up out of you guys to connect you to this portal, this opening of opportunity to really tap into filling your own cup, to attaining this 10 of Cups, whatever it is, whether it's a goal that you're manifesting, a project that you've been working on and wanting to make sure that everything's in alignment. And I sense that this will end up giving you all the right to reclaim your peace and to claim that you are worthy of love, to continue to work and triple down on this area of study where you might have felt blocked, restricted, maybe perhaps feelings that there was some decisions that still needed to be made to make sure that you were in alignment, that this was actually going to lend you structure rather than take away from your structure, than take away from your stability. So with this 26, offer the olive branch of peace and reconciliation to someone you are having problems with, past, present, or future even. See if you can transcend your differences. Life is too short for discord. It's a big waste of energy and keeps you in a field of lower frequency. So perhaps there was someone who in your past, by this day, the 21st, Wednesday, the 21st of August, You can extend an olive branch, a peace branch, to someone who gave you a lot of grief, maybe growing up. Maybe they made you feel like an orphan. Maybe they couldn't see you or love you as you needed, and it hurts even to this day. There is still pain around it. There's still a sense of having lost out. The wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. And that makes sense on 29 degrees Leo, as we are at the pinnacle of your 12th house, Aquarius, Earth and Aquarius, manifesting that vibration of Aquarius season, my Pisces. The orphan is asking you all to tap into this energy of extending that peace branch and allowing for whatever it is, maybe the past version of you that suffered, that struggled emotionally, to cope with any area of being successful and being scholarly and patient. Maybe you had a lot of impatience growing up and you need to extend yourself this olive branch. What is the deepest gift you can imagine giving to yourself? What is the deepest gift you can imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, Pisces. All right, from the Work Your Light Oracle, we have transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So I see this sort of like amazing, it's not a caduceus, but it's like an ascension vision. And maybe you guys are getting visions about your ascension. Maybe you guys have been ascending. You've been doing this work since you were born, Pisces, and before that in many lifetimes. But now it's like you guys are finding the missing puzzle piece that will set you into alignment, as we have this huge Mars retrograde from December 8th until the 24th of February, until the start of Pisces season. February to March, yeah. There's going to be a whole retrograde in the sign of Cancer where your energy is exalted. And it's definitely around the wounds. We have the Great Mother here. Surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. So for those of my Pisces who aren't quite sure which step to take to start hatching this step forward, just fall into the arms of the Great Mother. Affirm by writing to your past self, your future self, your current self from the I Am presence. Give yourself that olive branch. And Pisces, until next reading, I will see you all. Aloha.